I thought there were really, in no particular order, 5 things that stood out to me about the game. Number one is obviously they're really good. I felt that way coming into the game watching film. And when they have 5 guys that can dribble, pass, and shoot like that, indicative of their 4 turnovers for the 40 minutes, makes them very difficult to defend. And, I certainly don't coach their team. You have to ask Coach Ryan, but I thought they played well. I'm interested to see what his opinion is, and I think that certainly they had a lot to do with the outcome. I think the second thing that stood out for me was the fact that we got browbeat on the backboard. It's unacceptable. 3 of them were on free throw blockouts when you're not in rotation and you've got inside position in the first half, and that part was really disappointing. To give up more offensive rebounds than we were able to get defensive rebounds for a team like ours that's ranked top 35 in the country in defensive rebounding percentage. I thought that was really disappointing. Thought it was a key to the game, and we just didn't get the job done there. Thirdly, turnovers. I know we finished with 10, but 2 of them were in the second half, which I thought was better for sure, but we had to address that at halftime because we got 8 at the half. That's not us. I thought 5 of them were situations where they just took our ball, and we lacked some toughness there. No player, regardless of team or level, wants someone just to deflect their pass or take their ball. And I thought that we needed to be a lot tougher with the ball. We did do that in the second half. I thought that was good. Fourth thing is I thought we had some guys who have been playing at a really high level here of late, and for whatever reason maybe didn't quite have that today. And obviously when you're playing a really good team like Wisconsin, you're gonna need to have that. And then lastly, I thought Kaminsky was terrific. I thought that he scored it at all 3 levels of the court. He made very difficult shots. He passed it well. Obviously had a double-double. I've watched him play a lot. I think he's certainly one of the country's best players, and today he definitely played like it. Questions?
Got microphones on each side. If you can flag them down, we will get one to you. Here in the front.
John, how much of the mistakes and the execution things that you guys messed up had to do with them and as opposed to you guys just messing some things up yourselves?
Well, the turnovers, when you have 5 times, and they're the guys taking the ball. So, it's not like it's just us. But we can't have that happen. I mean, we got to be better there. Same thing with the rebounding, especially on the free throw line, Marcus. Sometimes it's hard to block out when you're in rotation, scrambling. You're not in rotation on a free throw blockout. Now, sometimes 1 will happen in a game. I mean, stuff happens, bad bounce or whatever. But 3.5 is totally inexcusable.
Jim.
John, back here to your right. You held Kaminsky without a point for a pretty significant stretch in the second half, and yet Wisconsin's efficiency numbers don't dip during that stretch. How difficult is it when you can take away the number 1 scoring option and there's still 2, 3, 4 other options there?
What stretch was that?
He didn't score his first basket until
I'm
3 minutes left.
With you. Yeah, I thought Koenig was terrific in the second half offensively, and I just think you expend all that energy and effort defending them. And then we give up that many offensive rebounds, or you can look at it if you're on their side and say they went and got those offensive rebounds. I'm sure it's a little bit of both. And then now you got to sit down and guard them again. And they're already the number 1 offensive efficiency team in the last 17 years of analytics. So it'd be preferable to guard them 1 time instead of multiple times on a trip down the floor.
Jeff.
John, you mentioned some guys who have been playing at a high level for you. I think Nunn would have been one of those. It looked like he had to really work hard for his points today. What was the issue there?
Yeah, he just didn't have a good day today at either end of the floor. But I love Ken. I love coaching Ken. He's a terrific player. Today just was not his day.
Steve.
John, in the first half, there were times when I think Malcolm was on Kaminsky, and Kaminsky scored, a time when Nunn, same, Tate even. So how was that happening where guys are getting switched out?
Yeah, sometimes in transition defense, you don't have your man. Sometimes in inbound situations or screening situations, you don't have your man. We tried to minimize that as much as possible. But obviously that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. When you're a terrific passing team like that, you can exploit that probably more than most teams. When you have 5 guys out there that can pass like that. You got Nigel Hayes going into the game, as a forward front court player, is 30 to 15 assist to turnover ratio. I mean, that's disgusting. It's terrific. So they can really pass, And I think, obviously, they did a good job of taking advantage of some of those situations.
John, what's gone on with LeBron the past couple of games? He's struggled playing, and minutes are going down as a result.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily anything he's done. You know, last game it was more matchups, Marcus. Today it was more just kind of flow and instincts of the game. You know, obviously, we went with a little bit smaller lineup there with Hill at the 4 with our 4 guards. The other day, Michigan was small. And, today I thought those guys had a pretty good rhythm. So we just kind of stuck with those guys. But we're gonna need LeBron.
Tom, in the back.
Back here. You played some zone today. Was that Kaminsky-oriented?
No, not necessarily. Just we've done that in other games as well. Trying to use it a little bit as a rhythm changer. You know, as we talked about their efficiency there earlier. Trying to slow them down, throw them some, throw them maybe a curveball or slider or a change up, and try to slow them down the best that you can.
Coach Ray had a couple of explosive plays today. How would you evaluate how he's coming back?
Getting better. He's getting better.
Steve.
Came here last year, lost by 25, then Wisconsin went to the Final Four. Two-part question, simply. Do they look better to you, the Badgers, and do you feel like Illinois is kind of, after being here 2 years in a row now, closing the gap?
Yeah, number one, I think they're really good. Today's, whatever it is, February, look at my watch here, Steve, 15th. They're really good. I mean, they're a terrific ball club. There's still a long way to go for them and for us. For everybody that's playing here down the stretch. But I think, in my opinion, at this stage, they're the best team of the 3 that we've played the last 3 years, and I thought the last 2 were pretty good. At the same time, I also think, as of today, and against today, the season doesn't end today. I think we're better than we were the last 2 years today. Now, can we finish as strong? We'll see. We got to worry about getting better this week, take the week off that we have, sprinkle in some mental and physical refreshment for those guys who are going to get a couple days off, and we got to sharpen up a couple things and be ready to go a week from today.